Welcome to another video. We're not going to be doing a video on this world. If you don't know what this world is, just check out the other videos on my channel. They're pretty cool. We're going to be doing a lot more tutorials, and just read the descriptions of the videos. I think you'll find that they're kind of interesting. But yeah, let's just get on with the video. You've probably seen the title, so you kind of know what's going on. Number 1, Spruce Camp. This is an abandoned camp that's found in the very, very deep wilderness of the spruce forests. It's pretty cool, honestly. It consists of a cool tent. It has a bed and a chest in it. The chest is composed of all these little things. It's random amounts, obviously. It's kind of, this is more of a thing that you would find at the beginning of the game. That's not good. But yeah, this is something that you would find at the beginning of the game. I added this because I wasn't sure what else that you could really add to the loot chests, and because I did all the arrows and stuff like that, I felt that it kind of made sense to have that stuff. So yeah, this is basically it. It just has some little logs for a campfire and some logs to use to power that, just to light it up. And then in here there are a lot of sticks, almost used as fuel, and then flint and steel to light the fire itself. So it's kind of just, it's a realistic way on doing this, and I thought it's pretty cool. So yeah, this is the first structure idea. The second idea that I have is very interesting. So if you didn't know, I'm trying to take all the biomes that don't really have a dedicated structure, and I'm adding a structure to each of them. So the next one is actually, it is in the Ice Spikes biome, and it is the Ice Fortress. What you don't realize is that Minecraft has never had a castle in the game before. So this would technically be the first castle that Minecraft would add. I'm not saying that all of these are going to be added. I'm just saying these as ideas that would be pretty cool to add to the game. This is a nice castle, and they probably wouldn't do this big custom tree in the middle, but I thought it would be cool. And then I don't really have ideas of what to add in the middle or as a chest or loot ideas for them, but I was thinking the new mob, if it's voted in, maybe if this was added into the game, the Iceologer or whatever it's called could be also in this castle, and then the loot in the castle would be a lot better because you have to defend from all of the mobs. So that would be pretty cool. This is the entrance. It's only on one side, and it's a little bit more of a gradient because there's packed ice, regular ice, and blue ice all integrated into the build, so they might just do packed ice if they were to do this idea. But yeah, I just thought that this would be pretty cool. It's an abandoned castle that was taken over by the ice, you could say. You could have a lot of lore related to all of these, and that's why I did it. They're all kind of just very mysterious, and like you don't know how it got there or what happened. And it's a really cool idea, and it blends in pretty well, and it looks like it belongs there. It looks like it belongs in this ice biome, and it's really cool. So once you go into the entrance, let's just walk in from here. Then you have 4 options, of course, just the towers, and you could have like little rooms over here that have like chests or stuff, not important, but then you could have like a secret little thing in the tree where you get this little chest and it has some stuff in it, almost like it's a secret that the things that are there keeping from you. And it's a really interesting concept, I think, that to have a castle in the game, because surprisingly, considering the amount of castles that people have made, and Minecraft has never had a castle, which I think is very interesting. But yeah, I think it would be very, very cool to have this in the game, just because castles are awesome. They're awesome. So, moving on to the next idea. This next one is in the desert. I was trying to do something in the Mushroom Island biome, but it's so uncommon to find, and what can you really add besides like a gigantic mushroom? I mean, that would be pretty cool, so I might do a second set of 5, so stay tuned for that if you want to see it. But yeah, this next one is in the desert. I know there's already a desert temple, but I think this is a pretty cool idea. It's a little excavation site. Obviously, I don't think Minecraft would do it with slabs, just because that's not really how they do it, and I want all these to kind of look like they could actually be realistic in the game, that the game would actually do it. So I don't think they would use grindstones. I think that they would use a different block, and if the next update is a mining update, or if it's a cave update, then maybe they add like a pulley or something, and then they could use that for the idea. Obviously, I'm not saying that any of these are going to be added. I'm just saying if they were to be added, then they could use all of that. But this is just a very, very simple idea. It's just a pulley, and it's bringing up some sand, and at the very bottom, if you could see, there's a little crypt. And I was thinking I didn't make it, and maybe I'll do a showcase of it in the next video. If I do another one of these, I'll show you the crypt that would be under this. There's a chance that a crypt could go under, and then you could get like blocks of gold and stuff like that, so that would be pretty cool. And there's a chest that they found right above the crypt, so it's like almost like a pharaoh type thing. And maybe the people who built all the desert temples and stuff also were like a little bit Egyptian, right? And I use jungle wood because in the desert villages, if you look, they use jungle wood as their accents, so I kind of wanted to stick with that theme. And I know they probably wouldn't use the jungle logs, and they might just use jungle planks. Obviously, as I said, none of these are actually added to the game. This is just ideas that I'm having. But this would be pretty cool. This is a pretty cool idea that you could add to the game. It's just a little thing to add some extra spice to the land around in the desert, because it's a little bit bland at the moment when you don't have desert temples left and right. Moving on to the next idea. The next idea that I have is in a dark oak forest. I think it's really nice because the dark oak forest doesn't have anything at the moment, and sticking with the blocks that you could actually find in the dark oak forest, I made a little wizard's tower. Again, I really don't think that this, out of all of them, would be added to the game. Just the interior doesn't make sense that Minecraft would add it to the game, but I just think this one just happens to be a good concept. So, starting from the bottom, this is the entrance to it. You have a little bookshelf, and the interior is filled with all these soul lanterns, and I just think it makes it look a little bit more eerie. Obviously, with shaders, it definitely looks a little bit darker, but once you make your way up here, you have a little cauldron over the fire, and it is a soul fire because this is a wizard's tower. And I don't know what would be in the contents of this, but you have a brewing stand. That's already found in the overworld, so that's not a problem. The only problem that I think people are going to have with this idea is the soul sand and the nether wart, because that's meant to be exclusively in the nether. The thing is that my idea is that you could only plant one at a time. And because you only have one thing of soul sand, I think that should be fine. You already have some netherrack in the overworld due to the abandoned portals and stuff like that. And yeah, you could also find magma. The only thing that you can't find in the overworld that's in the nether is all of the soul sand stuff, and of course the basalt, but you can make that. So yeah, I think it's not too outlandish. I just think the nether wart itself is a bit extreme, and I don't think that they would add it. But yeah, in this you could have like empty bottles and stuff like that. This happens to be very similar, obviously a very, very different look and feel to the witch's hut, but it's a very similar concept, and I think it looks pretty cool. And I used only full blocks for the top of the tower, making it look a little bit more Minecrafty. And of course, he also uses the soul flame for the top. I don't think that really this would make sense that Minecraft would do it, but it would definitely be cool if they did add it. So yeah, that's the fourth idea. Let's move on to the fifth. The fifth and final idea I specifically saved for last because I think that this one is the most nostalgic and that Minecraft would do for an anniversary or something like that, just because of the nostalgia that's related to it. So the last idea is an abandoned farmhouse, but there's a little twist. This is my idea for what it could look like. So you have this little overgrown farm over here, and it has some wheat, some pumpkins that you could find regularly in the biome, in the plains biome. The plains biome literally has nothing. It's just plains. That's what it's supposed to be. But just this little thing that has some trees around it, it just adds so much to the game. And as a starter house, it looks very similar to the villager houses, but it looks exactly like what a Minecrafter would used to do in the game. And when you look on the inside, even more so. You got the red bed, you got the crafting table, the furnace next to it, and the chest in the corner. It just looks so nostalgic. And if you break the ceiling, there's some cobwebs on the top, kind of making you realize that this hasn't been used in a while. And it's very nostalgic for me because I used to play, and this is what everyone built. Everyone built like this, and they had farms, but this is abandoned. This is like, it hasn't been used in a while, like people haven't been making this kind of thing in a while, and I think it would just be a very, very nice thing for Mojang to do, to just give us, you know, give us a present, you know? So you find this in the plains biome, when you're looking for a place to live. In the chest, you could have maybe like all the wooden tools, maybe like one stone tool, just as like some starter materials. This is kind of like, this is what you start with, and then you build your way up. So this final idea, I think, just, it resonates the most with a lot of people, and it would be very, very cool if they did that. But yeah, these are all my ideas for the wonderful 5 Minecraft structures that you could add to the game. Obviously, they're not going to be added to the game. I just thought that these would be really, really cool concepts. So, if you guys did enjoy the video, please make sure to like the video and subscribe. I am releasing this on the day that Minecraft Live is coming out, so this should be coming out at 10 o'clock. The stream will be starting in around 2 hours, so please go check that out. I'm really, really curious what they are going to do for the new update, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe. Love you all.